What the
shit? Pigmentation up in there.
That's the best my forehead contour has ever looked.
Wow.
Hello my little darlings and welcome back to another beauty video here on my channel. Yes indeed. And there you have my little kitty cat. Yes indeed. And I do not hope it's too screechy for you my darlings. Let me just lower the gain a little tiny teensy winky bit. Yes indeed. I do believe that is enough.
Yes please.
So, today we have a new beauty video going on and I have the weirdest mullet, yes indeed, so please ignore that. And today we're gonna put on some makeup, but we're gonna do it with a twisty. If you saw my latest vlog that came out one day too early, yes indeed, I was completely lost in the day, so I thought that Monday will Tuesday.
Yes indeed.
But that is of no matter. I had some time to rest myself and think up a real good idea for a video, which I also showed you in that video. Yes indeed. We're gonna put on a full face of makeup, you know, not new makeup, just makeup I have lying about, but we're gonna use these brushes from IKEA, yes indeed, and they are called måla, which is paint in English, yes indeed. And there are 6 brushes in this little set, yes indeed, so I will show you them one by one. Yes indeed, because I was really intrigued by these €2 brushes because I felt really good, actually, yes indeed. So let me start with the first 3 brushes because there are 3 different kinds of brushes in this little set. Yes indeed. So first and foremost we have 3 flat brushes, yes indeed. One tiny one, yes indeed, that you can't probably see because the camera don't yes, thank you. This little flat brush, yes indeed, I do believe that can be good for eyeshadow. This really huge ass flat brush that can be good for, you know, foundation, concealer. And this little, you know, brush that also can be good for foundation and concealer. I do not know, I haven't decided just yet. But they are in fact really soft and I should have really bought 2 packets so I could have used one for wet products and one for dry products. But my stupid sheep ass did not think about that when I were at IKEA, you know. So I just have these 6 brushes to work with. Yes indeed. And then I have 3, you know, domed brushes and they are also really soft, but they were really stiff when you got them. Now it's soft and nice, yes indeed. And I do believe that this can be good for, you know, eyeshadow and highlighter and that sort of stuff. Yes indeed, like a blender brush and that sort of shit, you know. But this one were really stiff, you know, so I don't think that would be good for good for eyeshadow, yes indeed, but you know, maybe highlighter or something else, you know. Yes indeed. But that is enough talking about these brushes. We are gonna go directly into applying some makeup. But before we do that, please don't forget to press that like, subscribe and notification icon down below so you can become a part of the DarlingSquad and the Digazmo family as well.
Yes indeed.
So now let's move straight into the makeup application process. Yes indeed. Now, we are gonna, of course, apply some makeup. And I have not decided which brushes I'm gonna use for what. But I do believe that I want to use this, you know, middle-sized brush for both foundation, primer and concealer. Yes, indeed. Because I do believe that this fat, big, fluffy, your flat brush will be good for powders and contour. Yes, indeed. So, we are, of course, gonna move in to some primer. Yes indeed. And for primer I am gonna use this Revolution baking oil, you know. Like that, you didn't say shit, but still, that were beauty guru as shit.
Don't you think?
And we are just gonna apply this to my face like I usually do when I have a dirty face today because I have not cleaned it. I just scrubbed it down with a microfiber cloth because, you know, it were flaky and dry as shit, so now it's just dry and not flaky. And we are just gonna use this little brush to, you know, drag the product around my face. Yes, indeed. And I do believe these are just regular synthetic brushes, and we are just gonna see if these can apply makeup good, because if they can apply at least some of the makeup good, you know, it can be a cheap option for you, my darlings, to use if you don't have enough money to buy expensive makeup brushes with. Yes, indeed. If you are broke like I am. Because 6 brushes for €2 are indeed really, really cheap. Yes, indeed. And they did spread the product around my face actually really, really good. Yes, indeed. But since I just have these 6 brushes, I will have to, you know, wipe the primer off this brush, you know, so I can apply foundation with it later on. Yes, indeed. But, you know, it already looks completely broken. You can't even see shit because it's so bright I can die. But, you know, it did apply the primer, and it felt like it applied it really good. So, you know, that is nice. Yes, indeed. Hey,
Yes, indeed.
I don't know what I should say today, so it will be a lot of yes in dating going on. Now, we are gonna move over to foundation. Yes, indeed. And for foundation today, I'm gonna use this Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation, which is in the totally wrong color for me, as is this Fast Base Foundation and every other foundation I own, because I don't know what my undertone is, apparently. Let's just go in and apply this foundation straight to my face. Yes, indeed. So, my darlings, how have you been? Yes, indeed, this week. It's Friday tomorrow, you know, so I assume you have some plans for this weekend. And if you don't have any plans for this weekend, don't be sad, you know. You will, of course, have plans for the next weekend or something like that, you know. And it's always nice to, you know, be home alone, you know, just take care of yourself, you know, applying a face mask, you know, just reducing all those signs of stress from the week, you know. Please tell me down below what you're gonna do this weekend. Yes, indeed. I am extremely curious about your life, of course, as you are about mine. Yes, indeed. This weekend, I am just gonna, you know, chillax, my darlings, and I'm just gonna, you know, meet my special darling. We are maybe gonna meet his brother. I don't know just yet, you know, but we will just have to wait and see. And I am really scared of applying foundation with this brush. I usually never apply foundation with flat brushes anyway, you know. So this will be an experience, to say the least, you know. It's applying it real thickly, you know, and real streaky. So let's just be quick about it, because this foundation is actually really fast drying, and I am not, you know, so keen about looking like the streaky goddess of disaster herself. Kitty cat. Well, you know, if you ignore the fact that I did, you know, wait too long to, you know, blend this foundation out, it actually went on really well, and it went on really high coverage as well, you know. But I do believe it would have went faster with this big brush, but I want to use that for powders instead, you know, because I do believe that this little tiny brush will not be good enough to, you know, apply powders with. Yes, indeed. And it did actually, you know, suck up a great deal of product as well, which, you know, is weird since this is a synthetic brush. Well, you know, let's try to fix some of the spots where it didn't apply that well, you know, like around here, there, and see if we can make this look at least a little tiny bit flawless, you know. Well, you know, I'm not mad, actually. I am not mad at this, you know, brush, but, you know, it's really hard to apply it evenly, you know. You have to work a great deal to actually get it in place, you know, and you can't buff it around like that as you can with a big round foundation brush. I will zoom you, of course, right in so you can see this disaster up close. As you can see, it has actually applied the foundation not evenly, but it has applied it at least, and it has applied it kinda good, but, you know, not good enough, you know. It's real, it just feels really thick on the skin, and the brush itself looks real nasty as well. It just feels real cakey on my skin, you know. But, you know, at least I got it into the crevices I usually can't get foundation into, like around the nose and, you know, stuff like that. But other than that, it just doesn't look that good, you know. It doesn't look that good. You know, it's totally fine. You could, you know, go out looking like this if you wanted to, but, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. Yes, indeed, like that. Oh my god, that beauty light just blurs every imperfection I have. Now, let's go over to concealer, and I will just conceal a tiny tinsel bit around my eyes. Yes, indeed. And this is the Conceal and Define Concealer. Yes, indeed. And I will just conceal everywhere where I usually conceal, and we were just gonna have to wait and see if this flat little brush, you know, can make this work. I have a feeling that I can make this work to, you know, to really make that highlight on my nose real, you know, snatched and straight, like my nose is, you know, surgically enhanced. Concealer is on, and it doesn't look half bad actually, but you know, it could have looked a lot better, you know. This is not a perfect application because it takes too long with this brush, you know, to actually, you know, blend it out in time, so it starts to dry down and cake up and, you know, ew. But if you know, just work with it, it actually looks kinda nice from afar. This is the disaster area. As you can see, it looks really wet. It has, you know, really enhanced my under eye bags, you know, because I can't get the concealer to apply evenly. Other than that, it feels really thick, you know, because it now when it's saturated with foundation, it doesn't pick up or, you know, suck up that much of product, you know, but that also means it is really caking up on the face, you know, and it looks really gross as well. Ew. Ah, yes. Now it looks perfect from afar. Now that is all the wet stuff on, I would actually want, you know, to contour with that contour stick I am usually contouring with, because my nose contour actually looks really snatched as of is, you know. So let's just use this contour stick. This from Glam of Sweden is a cream contour stick, and I will just snatch my nose with that, you know, and really carve my cheeks out like this. And we will just leave it at that right now, because now we're gonna see if we can, you know, get this to blend real nicely. And I do assume that since this is, you know, a firmer brush, I could, you know, stipple it and drag it out in place without it looking too bad, but I am not sure if I can make this look, you know, good. Well, you know, it's actually not that bad with the contour, actually. It just looks really harsh, but if you're a drag queen, that might be good, you know. So it's upsides and downsides depending on what you want for look, you know. But for a natural airbrushed finish, this is not the brushes for you. But if you want to be seen from a mile away that you have snatched your nose to infinity and beyond, this is the brushes for you. Yes, indeed, because my nose looks real, you know, like... Now, let's try to blend this forehead contour and shape my forehead. Yes, indeed. That's the best my forehead contour has ever looked. What the...
Shit.
Now... cream products are on, cream contour is on. My nose looks really like a block of white, but still. Other than that, it looks cakey, it looks ugly, it looks gross, but other than that, it actually works pretty great, you know. My forehead looks good for once, doesn't look muddy or anything, so that is nice. Yes, indeed, and that cheek contour is just getting higher and higher, like me. My medication is kicking in right now. I took a painkiller before because I had a headache, and now it's just making me fly out into space. Now we are gonna use my compact powders, of course, because I don't think that this brush will actually pick up any, you know, loose powders. So I will set my contouring with this compact powder from CN. This is in the color medium, and then I will set my, you know, other areas of my face with this one, which is in the color light. Yes, indeed. So let's just start with the light parts of my face, and I will use this bigger, fatter brush for that, and it doesn't pick up any pigment for shit. It just destroys the pan, but you know, we are just gonna have to deal with that. So I will just have to pat this all over my face, and I am scared of doing this because if it looks so cakey with the cream products, how cakey will it look with the powder products? Oh, no! Look at that! Just getting that powder into every crease and crevice I have. This is actually starting to look kinda good. You know, stamping the brush like that into the powder were actually better than dragging it around, so let's just do that. You know, this brush were actually really gentle with the product. It doesn't shift the foundation underneath, which is really good. And it applies that powder real thickly, you know, to get that
pigmentation up in there.
Yes, indeed.
Now, that is my face set. I do believe I will now set my cream contour. Let's just run my brush through that color switcher. Now, let's go in with this medium shade and I will set my contour with that. I am scared, my darlings. Scared to the bone. Or to the gods. I don't know what I should say. Oh my god, that is orange. Oh my no. Ah, yes, like that. Ooh, so harsh I can die. Well, I don't think I have looked this snatched ever before, but this is, you know, not in a good way snatched. This is snatched like I don't know what I'm doing snatched. We will just have to wait and see how this looks like when we are done, and my face contour looks
Destroyed.
right now. This looks more horrid than if I don't have makeup on. Shit, my darlings. Well, I don't know. I really can't tell if this looks good or bad, but let's zoom you guys right in. You darlings, I mean, sorry. I'm sorry for this horrendous being. I have a really bad makeup day. Good thing I will not be going anywhere after this. Just into the shower real quickly, because this is not the cutest I have looked ever, but now the face is done. Yes, indeed, and I have used these two brushes so far, and I do believe that I will give you the final thoughts of these brushes in the end of this video. Yes, indeed, because we are not done just yet. Now it's time to do my eyes, so I will zoom you
Right in
to my face. Hello and welcome to
my face.
Yes, indeed, and it's really close and personal, and you can see every disgusting piece of shit. And we have two brushes, yes indeed, or you know, 3-4 brushes left that I can use for my eyes and for my highlighter and that sort of stuff. So I do believe I want to use that one to apply some shimmer with, maybe, and that one to, I don't know, do my eyebrows with, maybe, and that one for my eyes or highlighter, and this one for eyes or highlighter, yes indeed. I don't know which one just yet. But for eyes today I will try to use I will try to do a Chuck E. Cheese inspired eye look. And you know, this is the Chuck E. Cheese logo I have chosen. It's green, purple, with a dash of yellow and grey. Yes indeed. And you know, some skin color, but let's not try to do that skin color. So, because of the recent drama with Chuck E. Cheese, you know, it doesn't matter if this looks uneven or horrendous or, you know, half-baked, recycled, because that is all the theories say about Chuck E. Cheese at the moment. I can't speak on that because I am not living in America. I can just catch up on the conspiracies on the internet. Yes, we will try to do a Chuck E. Cheese inspired makeup look just because I want to ride that train. Also, yes indeed,
To get that views up.
so it's green, purple, yellow and grey. Yes indeed. I think I will try to start out with some purple. Yes indeed. And I will use this BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette for that, because we have some really nice purple shades right there.
Right there.
I can also use the Sofa Extras Nails palette, because they also have some really pretty purple shades, 3 of them. Yes indeed. But I will try to start out with this one. Yes indeed. And I will use that purple shade right down in here. Yes indeed. Let's see if we can pick some pigment up with this brush. And it did actually pick up quite some pigments actually. Yes indeed. Now we'll just have to wait and see if it actually applies it to the eye good enough for me. Probably will not, but that's the point of this video, you know, and it doesn't even matter if it looks like crap, because then we can just say it looks like the pizzas on Chuck E. Cheese, you know. So I will try to put this in my outer corner and in my crease. What the shit? This actually doesn't look half bad. What is this? Okay, it looks like crap right on the eye, but you know, that blend is actually pretty nice, you know. I am not mad at it just yet, because you know, the pointed tip actually makes it really precise, and at the same time I don't have any control over it because it's so stiff and big, you know. Wow! That eye looks a hell of a lot much better than this eye right now. That actually looks really nice so far. I am not mad at this. I am not mad at this as an eyebrush. Yes, eyebrush. This is actually turning out kinda good actually.
What the shit is this? Wow.
I mean, come on. Look at this. Okay, you are already as zoomed in as you can, but that looks like I have used tape to make that line so straight I can eye. I am speechless. I am at a loss of words, you know, and that ain't often I am that, but this actually looks not bad. This looks not bad at all. It looks, you know, real gradiating. Looks real gradient and nice. It's not, you know, patchy or anything. It has went on real smoothly. I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Can't?
You know, I am actually really enjoying that tip because it makes you, you know, you can get real close and personal to the brow bone line without it actually being too close and too personal. Now, we are gonna go in with Enchanted, you know, to put that in my outer corner and in my crease, you know, to make it a little bit more, you know,
Depthy.
Yes, indeed. Now let's go in with mulled wine also, that shade right there. I don't know what to say more than I am currently shook. If I had bigger brushes like this, I do believe that my face would have looked a lot better. Yes, indeed. Well, my cheeks looks real carved out to the gods right now. But now that purple is on and it's the dominant color of this eye look, yes indeed, and I will go in with some greens right now. Yes indeed, some greens are gonna go into this, and I will actually use those light green colors right there to, you know, put that on my lid and, you know, try to blend that into the purple, you know, to get that real nice gradient. Yes indeed, and I will actually start out with that bright green color. No, wait. That bright green color right over there. Yes indeed, because I really want to start out light and moving in with more dark colors after that. You can't even see that green gradient, but it's because the pigments are so light and the purple is so dark and I can't apply this for shit. Now let's go in with that first green color I talked about, that one right there. And we're gonna try to make this a little bit more gradient. Yes indeed. Looks like shit, but still. Doesn't matter if this is uneven or mismatching or anything, because, you know, that is what this look is all about to represent. Yes indeed, you know, uneven, mismatched pieces of shit. Yes indeed. Now we're gonna go over to put some glitter on the lid, and for that I will be using the Iron Shake palette by Cosmetic Connection. Yes indeed, and I will put a real light green shimmer on right there. That one right there is really bright and bright.
Bright and bright.
Now let's use this flat little brush and I will dip into that green shimmer, and it actually coated real nicely actually. Yes, focus on my face while this is in the middle of focus. Yes indeed, do that for me. Ooh. I am shook once again. That went on real easily. Yes indeed. Actually it went on really easily. Now we are gonna try to make that gray shade, you know, incorporated into this look. So I will actually use one of these three gray shades, probably that one right there, the lightest gray one. Yes indeed, because we need some gray shimmer in this one. And I will of course put this in my inner corner. I am at a loss of words right now, actually. I don't think my eyes have looked this good in a very long time. Now we are of course gonna incorporate that yellow, of course. Yes, I need that vitamin C one. And I will also use, if that isn't enough, one of the yellow ones from this palette. Right here, probably that one. But let's start with that vitamin C one, shall we? And I will use the same little flat-sided brush. And if that isn't working, I will use that little tiny brush. Well, you know, that it didn't went too well. I will try this little bit more pointy, you know, domed brush thingy, and I will go into the take me back to Brazil palette instead, because that has a lot more bright pigments. Oh, now we are talking.
Ooh.
You can get really precise with those brushes. I am in love. I am in love, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It actually looks kinda good, you know. I like those brushes for my eyes. I really did. I really do like those brushes for my eyes. But now we're gonna zoom your darlings right out, you know. Or no, let's not zoom you out just yet, because we're gonna need to do my brows and my highlighter. Yes, indeed. And we're of course out of brushes almost. I will need to use those two little tiny ones as a combination for my eyebrows. And I have this really big clean one unused for my highlighter. Yes, indeed. And to make this really fair, I'm gonna use this Get Gorgeous highlighter from Technique, because that is really bright and will show up really good. So let's just swirl it around in there, you know, like that, and it coated it really good, you know. And now we are gonna see if we can highlight this face. Wow. Yes. I didn't know what I should be expecting, but I did not expect this, since what happened with the face brushes, you know, all the ones I use for my face. I mean, come on, are you freaking kidding me? Why did I say it like that? I am not like that. Why did I do it like that? I am at a loss of words right now. I am actually at a loss of words right now, because I did not expect that. Not when these two performed as horrendously as they did. Yes, indeed. Now we're gonna go in and do my brows. And I am gonna use this Wet n Wild palette, the Lights Out palette. And I will try to do my brows. Yes, indeed. And I will start out with this flat brush. I have, of course, run it through my color switcher, so it's as clean as it can. Because this is really thin, and I have actually been looking for one brush that is this thin, you know, because that is thin. Now let's try to carve my brows out with this one. Well, you know, that brow actually turned out really great. You know, real natural actually. You know, it's, you know, a real natural filled in brow. Yes, indeed. Now we're gonna try to use this one on my other brow. This is the same one I used to smoke my under eyes with. And I will see if that works equally as good. What the shit? My brows look amazing. Or, you know, not, you know, like wow, snatched like Instagram. But, you know, they are, you know, looking real natural actually. And I am not mad at that, because it's not always you want that really snatched Insta brow, you know. And those are the brows. They went on real quickly, and it looks a little bit muddy right down in here, because I don't know why. Well, I am not mad. I am not mad at that brow.
Not at all.
I am actually really in love with those brows. Yes, indeed. Not too dark, not too thick, not, you know, too glued on. Now we're gonna zoom your darlings right out and take a look at this whole look. Yes. And I am not mad at the look, actually. I am not mad at how these brushes performed. I am, however, not gonna be using this flat brush for foundation. That sucked, but I do believe I can use that, you know, to really get into those crevices when I am applying my powder contour. And this one as well, you know, you can really, you know, carve that out really good and nice and get that really snatched line. But to apply your base makeup, I would not recommend these brushes, because they apply too thickly and too unevenly, and it will just look streaky and patchy and no. But, you know, powder contour products, or maybe some, you know, some blush if you want that really snatched blushy look. Now we're gonna move over to the real surprise of this test, and it's these little tiny brushes. Yes, indeed. And these little tiny brushes were amazingly good. Let me just spritz my face with some setting spray, because this is, you know, feeling real ew.
Refreshing.
And with setting spray, it looks not that harsh. Yes, indeed. So, you know, setting spray saved this look, actually. But it looks really, really, you know, pigmented and really
in your face.
Back to the brushes I was gonna talk about. These were really, really amazingly, surprisingly good to apply eyeshadow, brows and highlighter with. I mean, you see it for yourself, you know. I do have put on makeup for a very long time by now, you know, and they are, you know, a little bit hard to work with. They are a little bit short, you know, but they aren't too heavy, too light, you know. The bristles are perfectly stiff but bendy, you know, so you can, you know, really have that control while it spreads the pigment around where you want it, but not where you don't want it, if you get the meaning. And I mean, I can't actually believe how good the eyes look. I mean, if we zoom you in once more, I mean, it has never looked this snatched right there. You know, I usually have it way out there, you know, because the brushes are just too big and too unprecise, you know. But since this has that tip and it's a little bit stiff on the tip, you know, this tip is stiff, you can just really, really, you know, work those edges, you know, so you can get that really snatched look without it getting everywhere, you know, and it actually blends real amazingly good, you know. It actually blends like a dream. I can't believe that. It's just like you just paint it on, you know, drag back and forth, and it just like disperses the pigments all over the area where you want it to be dispersed, you know, and it just looks really blended, blown out, and you know, I can't believe it actually looked that good, you know. And for highlighter, I mean, you can see how blinding my highlighter is. Of course, this is blinding in itself, but not every brush can, you know, apply highlighter and it looks, you know, highlighty, if you get the meaning, you know. Some brushes just like makes it all disperse away, you know, for some unknown reason, and that is really annoying. But, you know, this brush just really just patted it on and just blended it out, just like, yes, indeed. And you know, this is not the best brushes in the world, of course. I can probably get expensive brushes that works better, but for the price, I mean, come on. It's actually really good. I am not mad. I am really not mad at these brushes for, you know, applying highlighter and eyeshadow and that sort of stuff, you know. And for the price, you know, €2 for 6 brushes and 4 of them are good for that. I mean, that is a really good price, you know. I mean, come on, for the price they are amazingly good. I don't think I will be using some other brushes for my eyes for a while right now, and I do have some fancy ass brushes, you know. And for my brows, spot on. They are like natural, defined, you know, kinda bushy, but still, you know, snatched with the tail and that sort of stuff, you know. It just looks good. I can't explain it. They just look good, and they went on really easily. I am impressed. I am really impressed. I didn't think it would go this well, you know. And these brushes are incredibly soft. They are so soft and they are so shaped. These 4 brushes, you know, I mean, they are 50 euro cents a piece if you know, are splitting those €2 down on 4, if you are excluding these 2 brushes, if you don't want to use these 2 brushes, of course. You know, powder brushes, totally okay, but these 4 are what you are actually paying for, because these 4 are really amazingly good. I say this a lot, but I just can't understand how these 4 IKEA kids painter brushes are this good for applying your eye makeup and your brow makeup and your highlighter. I mean,
come on.
And I do assume that this flat I used for foundation would be really good to apply that nose contour with, or, you know, stuff like that. But we can't try that out today. I will try that in a different video. Yes, indeed, because I really need to clean this one out. However, let's be real here. We don't know how these are gonna be after they are cleaned. I will update you in a different video, of course, but as of now they are withstanding this color switcher, which is a plastic nylon Brillo pad, and they are not losing their shape. So I do assume that they will, you know, maintain their shape when they are washed also, but we can't be certain. We'll just leave that end open so you don't get disappointed if they are just looking horrendous after you have washed them, of course. And they are actually wood handles on these little guys, and it's, you know, actually really nice wood. Yes, indeed. I am raging and raving about these brushes for ages, I do feel like, but they are that good for the price, you know. I am really impressed, and I am, you know, more prone to be using this one to blend and perfect my eyeshadow with than any other of my brushes as of now, you know. But that is actually all for this video. These are Digazmo approved. They are worth the price, you know. If you don't have any other brushes, or you are on the go and you need brushes, or you are traveling or whatnot, you know, or if you really just want a new brush and you can't find anything that is in your price range, €2 for 4 brushes aren't that much, you know. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you want to press that like, subscribe and notification icon down below for similar videos to this, and of course for some vlogging, some lifestyle, some DIYs, and you know, maybe some gaming that I can incorporate into, you know, the main theme of my channel. Yes indeed. So with that said, be who you are, since nobody else can, and I will see you in the next one.
Bye!